Hello. Today is a really late recap of the day. So let's go over what I traded. So I traded MDT. Let's put the time from top to bottom at 9:37. So MDT trade wasn't. This morning I was having some issues. If you go back and watch my live on YouTube, you'll see what I'm talking about. My loss was not supposed to be what it is on it. I took a I shorted at 1897. No, I went long here. Yeah, I went long because I was first I was short bias on it, and I saw these green candles, healthy pullback, and on the high of the new candle, that's the candle that I was watching for the long. Even though we had the top tails, it was a small risk that I was willing to take back to 19 from 27 to 19. It was a 8-cent risk that I was putting on for a much higher profit. Even though I started the day short bias on this, let me pull up the live video. I can show you what I was talking about. So here, okay, here at, I think it was
watch list, it is 9:22.
9:22. Let's go a little bit more to 9:37, because that's when I got in the trade. 9:33. Here I am watching it, and at 34, I'm still watching it for that pullback that's gonna come. And here's the break. This is when I'm talking about getting in here, and I put in an order. I tried to buy 500, and I still need to work on my hotkeys, because once I put a number of shares, it doesn't put what I want. It put what was on the previous montage. Like right now, if I try to buy 1,000 shares, it would buy 500, and then it would put 1,000 on here, which that's not what I wanted to do. So here I am watching this pullback here. It's pulling back. I'm watching it. Remember at this time, I'm short bias on here, and watching this. Let's see, because it wasn't the next bar. I let it pull back first, and on the break.
As you can see here, you reached it.
There it is.
Early in the day. So
I'm gonna let it.
Retest it again.
I'm gonna let the video talk.
But I want to retest it with it.
Which it did retest it like I wanted it to do. And right now, that's when it's supposed to fail or fly. And right now, it was showing that it was gonna fly. And on the retest, this is when. The thing is, I was on the 5-minute, and I didn't even notice that until I went back, and I'm like, hold on a second, why is it's 33 and there's only one bar? So here it is. I'm working on my hotkeys. 23, 24, and here at the break of 27, this is when I buy. Boom. This thing's supposed to fly at this time right now. We got 28 on the bid.
27
and 28, and at this time it just started flushing, and I'm like, okay, I'm a watch it for the pullback for 19 retest, but there's no reason for this to come back to 19. There's no reason for this thing to come back to 19 right now, and I think I even said that. There it is, and I said right now I'm trying to get out, and I'm trying to get out. I was like, you know what? This thing it's not gonna go. And even though it went back up, that tail right there, I knew it wasn't gonna go higher than 27. So I said I'm about to sell this thing.
It should have went. It should have went there. This is
and I'm trying to cut it at a $20 loss, guys. $20.
It has no reason to come back to the bid, to come back to 19, not anymore, because it already retested that area. So if it comes back here, I might have to sell for a small loss because
There it is. And the bid just keeps going
that's
down.
not what this stock's supposed to do right there.
And it starts flushing. And at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna sell this.
My order didn't go through.
And my first time though, you see that? You see that right there? This is my hotkeys, no support. It didn't go through. So then I tried to click it. And now it's at 17.
Why is my order not going through?
And it was just not working. And this thing just keeps flushing. And it's flushing. Now we're at $70. We had $70 loss. I'm like, you see all of this? All these orders, they're not going
My
through.
order's not going through.
11, 8.
Yo.
Now I'm at $95, $100. And it's still flushing.
What's happening right now?
So it kept flushing.
Yo, my order is not going through. Hold on.
So I said, what the heck? So I shut down the system. I shut down my my platform and reloaded. And at this time I'm at $70 loss. And I can't do anything. I can't sell. I don't know what's going on. Right? And I'm still trying to sell it. Just so you know, I'm like, I don't want to be in here.
Yo, my order is not going through.
It is not letting me sell it, and now I'm at $95 loss, and that's not even where it stopped. I'm watching the
Wow,
time.
what's going on right now?
Now I'm at 110, and look at this flush. Look at this flush, and I'm trying to get out. Look at all this denied. Like it would not let me out. 125. I tried cancel orders to see if that would work. No, that didn't work. Nothing was I'm trying to get out. I can't get out. So I shut down the system.
What's going on right now? Let me shut this down right quick.
Came back. And I went back to it and it's at 97. And that's when it worked.
Are you serious?
Let me pause this. Hold on. Okay. So yeah. So right now, and now I lost $150 versus $20 on the trade I didn't want. So that was the beginning of my day, guys. That was the beginning of my day. It's 9:42 and I'm in the hole for 150, which I hated. I was so upset. I didn't even want to trade anymore for that day. I was just like, dude. And then let's skip to, let's see, skip to, let's get back here. Next. And then let's skip to the next trade, which is KAVL. KAVL, right here. I took a trade in KAVL. It was a winning trade that got me out of the hole a little bit, which is a really, really good pick because the volume was on, and I really didn't want to trade anymore at that time because I was upset, and I know if I'm upset, I'm not thinking clearly, which the worst thing you want to do is trade while you're not in the right mind. So volume was going crazy on KAVL. Right now, at that time it was I bought it at 950 here at 275. I was watching this resistance here, and on the once it broke the resistance and it opened over, and it's higher than the last green candle. That was number one reason why I went long on that stock. 950. So let's forget this one. About 6 minutes. 6 minutes later. 50. So you would think, okay, maybe the problem was fixed, right? Nope. it got worse because I was like, okay, I calmed down a little bit, and I'm like, I'm gonna take this trade, okay, and put a really tight loss on it. So I went in at 75. I bought in, and we get 75, 74, pull back a little bit, which I expected because here's the support was at 73, and then there it is, and the breakout start, and I'm trying to sell portion. I'm trying to sell like half of my position, and it wouldn't go through. And I start getting I'm about to start getting frustrated because the same thing started happening again. And on this bar here, I would have caught it like at 88 because I was trying to get 10 cents off of this, and then take half out or add for the $3 break, which it never did break. But so in the next
the next ad is at 85.
And if flash 85, and it was really volatile at this time. Here's 85 and 87 on the bid, 88, 89.
For the break to the dollar.
And we got 89. I said, you know what? They're supposed to break much quicker than this. At 90, I need to take some profit. And I can't sell. This is me trying. You see this? You see this? Every time, if like at 34 seconds, 4 seconds later, I'm still, look. It's
I can't sell anything.
I can't. It won't let me. It won't get me out of the trade.
What the hell?
And I know.
I'm trying to sell it cheap.
See, I can't. So I logged out again, come back in, and then it was at 64. Wrong stock. So it's at 88. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna get the heck out of this, and just get it, just clear this nonsense out, and just be out. So I sold it, and that's when I called what's their name? I called the DAS platform, and I got them on the message, and they're like, well, your management, your account management does not support this, because they asked me what type of force was I using. I said, in IOC, and immediate or cancel. And they're like, well, they don't support that. I'm like, but how come I can get in the trade but can't get out? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And so I even asked him, like, so I lost like 150 in this. Like, what's going on? Because so I dug myself out of the hole a little bit. Now I'm back to, so I made $55 in this trade here. So I'm still negative 95, close to 100. But it was much better because I was like, you know what, this is even though I was really frustrated, it was kind of getting me out of the frustration with that trade right there. So it got a little bit better, and then later on I went over to AMD, and AMD gave me a nice little trade, even though it was trying to take it back, but I caught it in time. Even though, see this, it spiked back up above my short from what I bought it at. I sold at 122.50, and it spiked to 122.97, close to 123, which I would have sold for a loss for that if it would have went upward rather than the way it did. If it would have went from here, it rallied. I would have sold it here if it did that. If it went up there straight from up there. So it came down to 175, and then on the way back up to I cover at 98. 50 out at 122 and 50 out at 98. Slippage, a little bit of slippage, that's fine. So I made a couple bucks on that trade, and then what time that was 10:24, I'm gonna pause it right quick and start it over. So 10:24, about 20 minutes later.
Because I had it and everything.
So I took some time and reset. See that? All my immediate and or cancel orders. So I had to, so I reset my, all my hotkeys. That's what I was doing there. And took out the intake, immediate or cancel on the time enforce. I'm gonna be working on that over the weekend. Get that straightened out. So yeah, that's what I was doing for the next 20 minutes or so. And then
Almost done.
10:24. I already took the trade. No, I didn't take it yet. Oh, this is actually exactly when I took the trade. Let's see what time I took that trade. 10:24:30. Okay. 10:24:16. Okay. So here I am. I'm back. I just got set everything up, and I'm looking at AMD. It was just flying on the way down. So I'm looking at it for a trade, for a small size trade. So I got in. Look at the ask, guys, because I'm in short, so I'm looking at the ask. And the ask would go from 30 cents to 60 in a flash. Look at that, 44, 47, 41, 48, 49, 50, 43, 39, and then it just jumped back up to 50. So this is a stock. It's like, if you know where it's going, you just buy it or sell it and walk away, because if you keep watching it, it's gonna give you anxiety, and you're gonna get out of your trade so fast you won't even know. It's best to, if you know where it's gonna go for the day, just buy pre-market or sell it pre-market. And look at that, it was just trading upward, and then boom. And I actually read that one time where big market makers, they make stocks before they flush them. They make them go up in pre-market, and then at the pre-market, look at that. This is a straight up bull trap right there. 3 green, and it got rejected, and it just flushed. That's crazy. That's just crazy. So here I am in this trade. At 50, and now we're at 121.88, and I'm adjusting my stop. And first I gave it a 10-cent gap, so I adjusted to a 20-cent gap because it was flushing. We're at 93, so I was following it with a look at that, went all the way back up. So I got rid of it at 122. So now I'm at 43, and I made a small little win on it from 95 to 43. So it was like 50 something. So that's
I'll take a 40 from 150 to 43.
So that was that for the AMD trade. And then I think I took one more trade. Yeah, I took a Ford trade. And that was the funniest trade ever, because I can see it's being played. It's being played by algos. Like, it was playing around look at this, the range around the VWAP. It was just playing there. It stayed there for so long because that's what algos does. Before they do a flush, and I even talk about that when it was happening too. You see that? I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it was going to crash. I knew it was gonna crash. But I didn't want to stay in it simply because there was so much algo in this. And algos got way more money than I can even think of to be even trying to get in their level. But I knew this was going to happen because there was some news that came out in Canada. They were having some issues with truck drivers, and they called a state of emergency. So when I saw that, and I'm watching it for a spike, because that's what happened when news happens. There's a spike before the failure. There's a spike. So it spiked from, I started watching it from here. I see the little, it was just playing around VWAP, which was, algos messing with it. And out of nowhere, it starts spiking. And I'm like, okay, the news starting to hit the media, and the algo starting to pick it up. So here's 4 bars. Where they do that at? On the algo? Really? Where? You're going to see a long bar, a long right back down. Big red, green up. Red, green up. Green, red, green. It's just, that's how algos play. And then they did 4 big bars, and it got rejected. And I bought in on the flush right here. I bought in at 22, I think. Yeah, I shorted at 22 for this flush here. This is what I really wanted. But I got out at 11:25, and it actually happened at 12, an hour later. That's crazy, because I'm gonna show you like a 12:45, 11:05. I got in it, and I'm like, this is going to crash, and it's gonna crash hard. For some, that kind of news is not gonna sit well with traders and algos, because they're gonna pick it up. That's just what algos does. So skip over to, okay, about 5 minutes. 11:02, 3 minutes later. 4. Okay, so here I'm watching forward, right? Watching forward, and this is the bar I went short in. I'm watching level 2, and after that spike, I knew the flush was coming, so I was watching out for it. And you can see level 2. Watch level 2. Watch right now, and then watch in a few seconds. It's just gonna start flying. Look at that. You see that flush? So I said, okay. I bought I sold 1,000, and I was trying to see what I mean about the.
Okay, I'm in here.
I was trying to short 500, but because 1,000 was on this, it did 1,000. So I did 22. It stayed right there. It played around, played around, played around, played around. It even went down to 14. But they kept playing with it under VWAP. Came back up, came back down, came back up, came back down. I gave it about a 5 cent to play with.
And it a break.
Came up, came down. So I was gonna take profit at 15. Sorry, the video cut off. I didn't even notice that. So you probably missed a lot of what I was trying to say. So anyway, so we're just gonna pick up from where I left off. So I'm in the trade here at 22, and now we're down to 17. It's gonna come down to even 14, but it wouldn't break. It just wouldn't break, and I had to go get some work done at my shop. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take partial out and just keep taking partial out. And there it is. See, I tried to get 400 out at 17, and it kept doing this the whole time. It's like they were listening to what I'm saying. Every time I said I'm gonna take and exit, it wasn't.
There's 18.
It wasn't letting me.
If it gives me 17, I'm gonna take 400 out.
Here's 17. I took 400 out. There you go. And then it just kept playing around. And I took another partial out. I was trying to take another partial out at like 11 if it flushed, and then hold the rest until, wherever the end of the world, wherever that part was when it happened an hour later. But Ford is a heavily algo trading. Unless it's in the news, something happening, it doesn't do anything. You don't even want to mess with it. So all this is happening, and I kept following it. It just kept going 17, 18, 17, 18, and I'm at 22. So I didn't have the best. I mean, look at that. I didn't have the best in. So I cut
my short size in half.
So I only had 300 left.
16. There we go.
Here's 15. It even gave me 14.
15.
14 at one point. There's 14. And
10.
and then it comes back up. And I knew the break was going to happen.
We're going to take 100 out at 14. Let's see if it would give me 13.
And the rest, at this point, I'm at $9 lost from $150 to $9. So look at this. They just brought it right back all the way back up to my levels, and then that's when I cut the. I should have taken it. You see that? I should have took it right here, but at this point, I was expecting a flush. Only reason why I even sold any of my shares is because, like, it wasn't flushing as fast as I wanted to flush. So it gave me 14. I could have cut, I'm still, I could have been flat on the day if I took it down here, but I was expecting the flush that happened an hour later, but I wasn't here.
Wanting this to break down when the news hit.
See that? This is me talking about the
news.
It did
a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be doing too much, so. VWAP is at 19. It's 20, and I'm gonna dip out. Okay, is it not gonna break 20?
Oh man, I need to pause that. Man, I was over here putting my whole address on here. I need to cut that actually. So anyways, they brought it all the way back up, and
doing this,
I got out of it. This is when they started bringing it back up.
Signing this at 19 now. Oh man. Okay, come back to 20 and I get out. I promise.
I was trying to get out with a 2 cent, at least 2 cents.
22.
Yeah, so they gave me 20. Yeah. Then I'm like, okay, it'll go to 19. It'll go to 19. It'll go to 19. And nope, it went right back up. And this time to 22, I was like, nope, I'm out. So it was 22 to 22. And then, of course, it flushed right after that. So at that time, I was like, I got to go. I got to go get some work done at my shop. So I head out. And, of course, an hour later, this thing just freaking decided to flush. See that? It stayed at 17 the whole time. The whole time. The last bar of 17, it stayed at VWAP, and then it just, this is the flush I was expecting, but I missed it. I'm pretty sure tomorrow's gonna be, not tomorrow, man. Why can't tomorrow be a trade day? I'm pretty sure tomorrow's gonna, tomorrow again. Monday is gonna be a pretty bloody day. Look at the market, man. The market is like bloody again. Yesterday was good. Wednesday was green. No, Wednesday was red. Yesterday was green, today's red. It's like one green day, one red day. It's been like that all week. But there's been momentum and there's been a lot of volatility, but volatility. Yeah, I said volatility. But you just gotta play what you know and be smart. Be patient. I will tell you that all day, every day. Oh, look at that right there. You can expect some continuation on Monday because this happened at 2 o'clock going into power hour. So that's you can expect some continuation here. But we'll see. I'm gonna add UVX to my watch list. I don't think I took a trade on mod. It was looking good for a while. I don't like trading those cheap stocks, to be honest. They be too crazy for me. UVXY. We can expect some continuation on that Monday. Look at the SPY. Green, red, bloody. So that's it for today, guys. This week, I I had a, let's see here. Today's gonna fall under a red day, even though, you know, it's cut even, but still. So Monday was day 2. Green day Monday 140. Green day on day 2. They blocked the video. Day 3. No, it's right here. Okay, day 3 was a green day 240. Day 4 was a green day. Oh, it's a red day 382. And then on you gotta watch this one because I was up 600, and then I lost. I took a stupid trade and lost close to almost $200 in it. And then today.
Thank you guys so much for watching today. As always, make sure you trade at your own risk. Make sure that you are willing to lose what you trade, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you so much.